up, everybody in YouTube land? How's it going? With Lucius Accelerated, just out for a nice little ride. Not going anywhere in particular. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio, and I figured, hey, why not go out on the bike and enjoy some sun? Still a little bit on the cool side. It's only like maybe around 50, if that. But hey, if you dress correctly, you can ride in just about any temperature. So I wanted to say one thing. We got this HJC Alpha 10 helmet on, and I love it. It's the best helmet I've bought so far, also the most expensive. And it's got one of those pin lock shields on it, which is really nice. And what the pin lock shield does for you is it keeps it from fogging. It's actually putting like an extra barrier between you and the shield itself, so you got this trapped air in there. And it does an awesome job of keeping the shield from fogging. But I have noticed one thing with this helmet is with the little breath guard you got in the front here. If you wear glasses like I do on occasion, if you're stopped at a light, the glasses like to fog up real easy. So if you got glasses on, you're still gonna have to crack that visor open when you're at a light for a while. But contacts, you never notice any fogging at all because pin lock shield does its job for the shield. So I just thought I'd point that out. I do feel like this breathes a lot more air than my previous helmets. I had a Bell Aero and a Bell Vortex. Vortex is pretty good. I liked it. I do like the this Alpha 10 more though. And this also has a chin curtain on it, which means that keeps out a lot more of the wind. And since it keeps out more of the wind, not only does that help with cold weather, you don't get as much air coming in hitting your chin, but it also helps a lot with if you do motovlogging, you're not getting as much wind on the microphone, so I like that as well. So I'm sure if you're watching my video, you probably watch a lot of other motovloggers as well. And one thing I like to check out is the Moto Mumble that Walterrrific does on Tuesdays, where him, Chase on Two Wheels, and Motonosity all get together and they do this hour-long session of just answering questions from the viewers and all that. If you haven't checked that out, which I'm surprised if you haven't, check that out on Walterrrific's site. And like I said, that's every Tuesday. They do it live from 8 Central Time, so that's 9 Eastern where I am. And it goes for about an hour, and then of course the video is posted online afterwards, so if you don't catch it live, you can always watch it any other time. But one of the things that I noticed about that is you get a lot of the same questions over and over and over and over. Like, what's the best starter bike? What bike should I start on? How do I convince my parents to let me get a motorcycle? That's one that's like every single week someone's asking that. And honestly, the answer to that is if you're young, still living at home, you're not an adult yet, and especially if you're not making your own money, you really can't count on convincing them. If they're someone, if your parents ride, then of course you're more likely to get a motorcycle as well because they want to share that passion with you. Because honestly, anyone that rides a motorcycle can tell you that it is a passion. It's almost like a drug. You can get addicted to it. If they don't ride, they could be the opposite variety where they just feel like they're dangerous. You can't ride them when the weather's really bad. All these reasons that they find. Well, one thing you got to say is, one, it should not be your only transportation, especially when you're young. And I really feel like there's a very small percentage of people that could make a motorcycle their only transportation. Because in general, at some point, you're going to need to carry stuff or carry other people more than just one. So like I said, very, very small percentage of people can use this as their only transportation. Now a slightly larger percentage can use it as their primary transportation. Now you get a car for those really bad days. Wow, this is really bumpy. And then you ride a motorcycle all the other times. They are fun to commute on. And if you're going to be stuck in traffic, might as well be on a bike. So if your parents don't ride and you're trying to convince them that you want to get a motorcycle, a couple things you got to do. 1, don't try to make it your only vehicle. 2, save up the money yourself to get it. 3, prove that you're a good driver in the car. And 4, just make sure you earn their trust and respect, that they feel like you won't kill yourself the first day you're out there riding. And don't try to start with the frickin' Super Sport if you've never been on a bike before. Yes, there are people that start on a 600 or a liter bike, and there's always going to be those. But the fact is, you got to have a lot of restraint to start on one of those. I had a 600 sport bike for my second bike. I had a year on a Honda Shadow before that. Same CC, but a 600 twin, V-twin on a Shadow is a lot different than a 600 inline 4 on a Super Sport.